Welcome to Ordinary to Badass, episode number 332. This is a remix episode, so it might sound familiar. You will hear from Carolina Ajala, and she is a holistic life coach and a certified healer. That episode was so good, and I was thinking about it lately. Like, I wanted to re-listen to it. So I thought it was the perfect time to bring it back because really there's a lot of tactical information. And sometimes people will say how to be happier, and it's a bunch of foo-foo, and like there's no tactical steps to get there. But Carolina provided a lot of tactical steps so that you can get there if you want to cultivate more happiness in your life. We also talked about the power of setting intentions and then how you celebrate yourself. So this is an episode I thought, gotta bring it back, gotta listen to it again because it's just that good. So I know you're going to enjoy this episode, but before we get there, yesterday was Hero Day. Did you miss your own day? I want to remind you that you are a freaking hero, and we forget to celebrate it or recognize it, but you truly are a hero. You are a badass. So many things that you do day in and day out, whether it's making lunch for your kids so they can have a good day at school or have a healthy day, right? Or getting them to school on time, helping a coworker, and really lifting them up. You know how I feel about helping other badass women. Well, guys too, for sure. But for helping other people and lifting them up, that is so huge. And working with them and like bringing along other leaders or being supportive when somebody needs you to lend an ear, right? Whether that's at work or somewhere else. But you do these things every day, every week, and are never recognized for them. So you are a hero. Thank you for the work that you do in this world. I don't know. I love you. I love you for it. I do. And so, yeah, keep rocking that badass self. And with that, let's get to the episode.
Be confident, be bold, be authentic, but don't forget to take action. This is Ordinary to Badass, where our stories empower women to step into the spotlight of their own lives and pursue what they're truly passionate about. It's time to step into the arena and become more than just extraordinary. It's time to become a badass with your host, Marie Sonneman.
Welcome to Ordinary to Badass. Whether you're ordinary or badass, I am so glad you're here. Today's guest is Carolina Ajala. Carolina, thank you so much for being here. Excited to have you on the show.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you. Thank you for all the listeners. Thank you.
So before we go any further, I've got to ask you, do you consider yourself ordinary or badass?
Totally badass.
Yes. Love it when people just own it. So have you always felt that way?
No, not all. No, definitely no.
And
It's been a journey to get there.
Yeah. And maybe you just answered it, but was it one thing that made you feel badass, or was it a series of events?
I think that is a series of events, and knowing yourself, you start understanding what that means for you, like who you are, how you think, what is your goal. That makes you really, to know where you want to go. So that gives you the strength to say that you're a badass.
So I can't wait to dive in. But first, will you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, my name is Carolina Ayala. I'm a holistic life coach. I'm a certified pranic healing. And what I do is I help people to improve their life through the knowledge of energy. And we do this by changing your mindset. There are certain things, small exercises that you can do daily to improve what you focus on in your life, because that's the big difference, right? The focus. So I'm here to share with you as much as I can.
So you talked about like the daily exercises. Can you talk about that or expand on that?
Oh, yes, definitely. Life is, you become who you are, what you do every day, right? And when we talk about energy, the most basic thing is that what you think, you become, right? So that's why we have to start with how you talk to yourself. Because sometimes we are really nice, really loving, really kind, understanding outside. And if you listen to how you talk to yourself, it's horrible, right? So we need to change that conversation because that's the start point of everything that you have in your life. So to start with that, I always tell people to, one of the most simple exercises is to do everything with an intention. Why you're doing what you're doing, right? So what I do, and one of the things that I recommend is that as soon as you wake up, you have to make an intention. Today is going to be an amazing day. Or you have to say whatever it is. Today is going to be, I'm going to close that deal. Today I'm going to achieve this. Today I'm going to be able to go to the gym and do this. Whatever it is that you want to happen in your life, you have to set the intention because everything happens first energetically and then it will manifest. So it's important for you to put the intention. So that's a simple exercise that you can start practicing and you will see how your life start changing. Things start happening and you're like, wow, I made it. Right? So every day you get motivated to keep doing it.
So how does setting an intention help or change things for you?
When you set an intention energetically, you already have a target of what you want in your life, right? So it is like having a GPS, right? You know the destination. Sometimes you make turns that are not the right one, but you will redirect until you get there. Energetically, you are setting already, oh, this is what I want to be. So you set yourself for success. For example, when you say, today is going to be an amazing day, it's going to be a happy day, what you are attracting is that happiness into your life. Okay. I don't know if you notice that sometimes when people complain a lot, they keep having challenges and challenges and challenges. And come on, it's like one after the other. And they, of course, they keep complaining, right? But the reason is that when you complain, oh, the words is the verbalization of what you think. When you put that out into the world, the energy is like, oh, that's what you want. Let me send you more. So that's why if we put positive intention, they will send you more of that and your life will become better, easier, happier, healthier. Yeah. So that's how the intention has a big impact in your life.
So I think often just the baseline or what people are set at is you're drawn towards drama, drawn towards negativity, and it can take a lot of work to set the intention. But what is it that you do after the intention? Like, how do you take that throughout your day to say or stay positive?
Well, first intention is the first step, right? Then you have to remember that that's your intention during the day, right? So you don't lose the focus. Because as you say, the normal human reaction is to focus on what is negative, the lack, I don't have, how come this is happening to me, I don't like this, I don't like that, instead of focusing on all the things that we have, right? So when you start putting the intention and you remember the intention, you start acting upon that intention. Because to know is not enough. You have to remember and then do, right? So those are kind of the techniques. You have to, during the day, remind yourself, today is going to be an amazing day, that what that means for you. Then I'm going to be happy, I'm going to be like this, I'm going to be like that. And then you start becoming part of that intention. So it's a process, but start with at least setting the intention. Because sometimes people, they say, I just want to be happy. But what is happiness for you? What is happiness for me is totally different than what is happiness for you. So if you don't know what it is, you will never know if you are close to that, getting there, really far away. You don't know, right? So it's important, all those general concepts, to bring it down into your reality. What will make your day happy today? Can be anything. 1 more hour sleep, eating well, going to the gym, having a good conversation, having a good day at work. Whatever it is, but you have to know what it is to be able to measure that happiness. Because otherwise it's something that is so far away and you cannot reach. And that creates frustration. That's why people go back again, and focus on the easy way. I don't like this. How come this is happening to me? Blah, 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 blah. So the goal for you is to always keep the shift to the positive focus.
So how many steps are there? Are there 2 steps? Are there more than that? You said the first one is like setting your intention, and the second one is remembering your intention throughout the day. Is there any other steps?
Well, in that exercise, it's a 3-step process.
Okay.
To know, to remember, and to do,
Mm.
right? To know your intention, meaning to set your intention. This is what I want for me. Then you have to remember yourself, because there are situations in life, challenges, lessons that will come your way to test yourself if you're really, really into that happy state. And then there was somebody annoying you, and you, what do I going to do? That now that I remember that I'm going to be happy, I'm going to be generous, I'm going to be kind, now I have to act upon that. So to know, to remember, and to do. That's that exercise about intention.
So earlier you had mentioned like to catch how you're talking to yourself. What happens when you catch that you maybe you overreacted or you didn't follow your intention? What is it that you do, or how do you recover, as opposed to going down that rabbit hole and like being like beating yourself up over it?
Yeah, that's again, awareness is not enough. You say, oh, but we are aware, but we continue doing, going to that script and that negativity. So I call it ASAP, right? Awareness, stop, action, and be patient, because you have to do it over and over again. Because it is like that, right? So once let's say you're talking and just, I notice I said something negative to myself, stop. The action will be, no, that's not what I want into my life. And you create a positive thought form. And then continue, be patient, because it will come back again. The awareness again, and say, I'm not good enough, I cannot do this. Stop. Yes, I am good enough. I'm doing my best. I'm learning every day is a new opportunity to do better. I will achieve my goals, and then you continue. The important thing is that once you are aware, you stop it, because that's the most difficult step. Because you are aware and you say, that's true, how come? And then you start building up, and these people say this and they say that, and this is true. And you go into the rabbit hole, and that's it, right? It takes you longer to get out of there. But if you're able to say, stop, that's not who I am, that's not what I want, this is what I want, and you start creating positive thought forms, right, towards yourself, that's it. Then you wait, because it's a cycle. It's until you create the habit. Once you create the habit, you are aware, you say, okay, enough, that's not me. It's easy, it's faster, right? But that's why I call it ASAP, like as soon as possible, but awareness, stop, action, and then be patient.
I love that. And thanks for recapping that, because that was the question I was going to ask you, or reconfirm it. So you mentioned this idea of happiness. I think so often we think happiness just is going to come to us. We don't have to seek it out. What do you say to that?
Well, happiness is a learnable skill. You have to learn to be happy. And happiness comes from within. That's one of the most important things for you to remember. Most of the people are looking for, when I get this, I will be happy. If this person treat me like this, I will be happy. If I achieve this, I will be happy. When I get the bonus, I will be happy. When I get the promotion, I will be happy. When I have the kid, I will be happy. So you are putting happiness far away and outside of you. And that's not good, because it's not achievable. It's a delusion, right? You have to bring happiness within. So you have to start learning how to live in a state of happiness. And for that, you need to know yourself. What really makes you happy? What do you really need? And happiness is really close to self-love and self-care. You need to know yourself, how you need to be loved to be able to feel happy. But the happiness comes from within. So you have to start getting into that. That's the first chief. You have to understand that you are the creator of your happiness. Nobody's responsible to make you happy. Nobody. So yes, it's a process, and you can learn.
So realizing that happiness is in our control, and we have control of maybe not the outcome, but of how much happiness we have in our life. Then what do you do from there? Like, what do you do to actually implement it?
Well, you start doing things that make you happy. That's why you need to know, because for me, happiness has many levels, right? Physical happiness, emotional happiness, mental happiness, right? family. You can create different situations to be happy, but you have to know what makes you happy. So it's a process of exploring yourself, of knowing what you can do. And it's important to remember this, that your happiness cannot depend on any other person's reaction, because you cannot control anybody. You can only control what you do, what you say, how you think, how you believe. And sometimes we're not even able to control ourselves, right? But that's in reality what you can control. So if you can control that, you can start getting detached from the opinion of other people. Or if somebody reacts like that, oh, I'm so unhappy in my life. No, they are telling you who they are, what they need, what is their issue, but that you will adjust, analyze, change if you have to, but that you cannot allow your emotions to be, change for other people. You have to be able to at some way to control your emotions. So how you do that? That's the question, right? There are many ways. One of the most, insightful exercises that I love, because that brings so much happiness and bring you awareness of how much you have, is a gratitude exercise, right? So you can do gratitude in so many ways, right? I like to do what I call a positive journal, right? There are many people that they like to do journaling, right? And they write down everything that happened in their life. Most of the time, people focus on the challenges, right? But the journal that I recommend is a positive one, because part of happiness is to celebrate your accomplishments and to remember that you are good enough, that you can make it happen, that you can achieve your dreams, right? So what I recommend is that the tendency is that when something negative happens into your life, you put so much attention. Oh my goodness, look what happened to me. But all the good things that you do during the day, nobody talks about it. You don't acknowledge that. That's not important. And that's the first shift that you need to do to be able to be happy within, right? So the journal is like every day, you will write down things that make you happy, accomplishments, something that, spark your heart, that you say, wow, it was such a beautiful sunset, right? Whatever positive you will write down every day. So that will train you to focus on positive things in your life, to celebrate small things, right? I went to the gym. I eat healthy. I sleep well. Many things. I achieved this at my work. I got an email with congratulations for what I did. Anything. Because we take it for granted. And energetically, whatever we focus on will tend to multiply, magnify, and manifest. So the tendency is to focus on the negative. Guess what we are energizing? We don't want that. So when you start doing this positive journal, you start noticing, wow, the more you write down, the more you notice things. Oh, I'm good at this, I'm good at that. I was able to do this. Look, I didn't know that this person told me, thank you, you make my day for this and that. So the more you acknowledge that, the more of that you will create. And that's because happiness also comes with certainty, right? With that feeling of everything is good. And you can create it by doing that, by focusing on what is good in your life.
So do you have a set practice? Like, do you do that every single day? Do you do it at a certain time, or you just fit it in when you can?
I believe that it's better to do it at any time than to set a time and not do it, right?
Right.
So I'm really, I'm a to-do list person, in the sense of this is what I want to accomplish. So, and I put everything on the schedule. So some days it's early in the morning, sometimes it's at lunchtime, sometimes it's at night, sometimes I don't have time and I do it verbally in the car. I start repeating all the things and acknowledging, oh, celebrate myself, you did well. It doesn't matter as long as you do it, because it's better to do it than not do it. And sometimes people say, oh, but I don't have time. When I have the time, I will do it. No, you have to create the time for this. And make it simple. And you also have to understand yourself. If you're a verbal person, maybe it's better to verbalize it, right? Sometimes while I'm taking a shower and I'm doing this verbally or mentally. If you are more the person who likes to write down, you can write it down. You can use your phone. Nowadays, we have so many tools. But the important thing is to create the awareness and put it somewhere. Verbalize it, write it down, so you can have. The reason why I say journaling and write it down is because then you can have kind of evidence, right? when you feel shaky and you say, I don't know, today, you go back and you start reading, look, everything that I have done all this day, wow. And you create that energy for yourself, right? That's why writing it down is really good. But you can do voice message, you can just say it aloud. And once you start doing this, it's not one-time deal. During the day, and then you realize, oh, and then you repeat to yourself, oh, I did this. Wow, good, congratulations, right? You start being more aware of small things during your day.
Yeah, there were so many good golden nuggets in there. I liked how you said that you put it in your calendar, because I think so often if we don't put it in our calendar, we don't schedule it in, then it gets forgotten, it gets lost. And kind of like you said, setting an intention for the day, it's setting an intention to put that in your calendar so that you can focus on being happy. So I love that.
Yeah, in that sense, my day starts the night before. When I'm done, the night before, I check my schedule, like tomorrow, and then, on the spaces, I say, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I put the notes, right? So tomorrow morning when I wake up, I already have my plan, right? So my day starts the night before planning, because that's my intention. This is what I want to achieve today. Life happens, sometimes you have to move it, but you keep moving it until you make it happen. Because I believe that if it's not in your calendar, it's not a priority. If you really want to see your life, put your calendar and you will see what is important for you. You go to work from 9 to 5, you have to pick up the kids at this time. That's really important. It's in your calendar. Nobody will do it for you. You have to be there. So also you have to give time for yourself. And these are exercises that takes 2 minutes, 5 minutes tops. But they're so simple that we don't pay attention to them.
Yeah.
And that's why you need to make the routine to make it a priority. And the only way to make it a priority is to put it on your calendar. So you see it and it's there, haunting you. Like, did you do your meditation? Later. Did you do it later? Until you make it happen.
Yes. Oh, to beers, you heard it from Carolina. Your day starts the night before. I think that's powerful. I love that. So you talked about celebrating yourself. Like when you're in the car, you are going through your wins and you realize like, oh yeah, I did this, and really being your own cheerleader. I don't know that that's done enough. Often as women, we focus on everybody else, take care of the family, do everything for everybody else. And we don't get the cheerleading, or we don't get the taking care of ourselves part. So will you talk about that and the importance of celebrating yourself and your wins and being your own cheerleader?
Totally. And I love what you say. As a woman, this is what happened. We are caretakers by nature. We have such a big heart that we take care of everybody. But we forget sometimes to take care of ourselves. That's why celebration is so important. And one of the things that I noticed with my client is that many times you're waiting to be celebrated by somebody else, that somebody comes and say, oh, thank you very much. Mom, you're great. Your husband or your partner or your significant one say, oh, you did amazing. And sometimes you're just waiting, and that never happens, right?
Right.
That's why it's so important to celebrate yourself. You are full of that happiness. You know who you are. And if somebody else come and say, you did great, you say, thank you. One more. But it's not that you are waiting to get some appreciation. You are creating that appreciation for you and make it happen. I believe that we need to celebrate more often. We need to come back to that child state where everything is amazing, everything a big accomplishment, because we get into the routine and we take for granted things that are magical, right? Just the fact that you wake up, that's an accomplishment, right? You can move. That's why I say gratitude is so important. I'm so grateful. I'm healthy. Oh, you have a pain, yes, but all the rest of my body function good, and this will get better, right? So it's important to celebrate in many different ways. So you have to find what is your way to celebrate. I have many ways for many different things, right? So easy things, you can tap your shoulders, a good job, right? You can look at yourself in the mirror and say, I love you, you made it, something encouraging, right? What you need to hear. I like to sometimes to listen to powerful songs that make you, yes, you did it. You know, those that the lyrics are like, yeah. I use sounds, right? For example, when it's something about business and let's say I got a new client, I celebrate, I use my, that's it, you know? It's a second of celebration or just your powerful move, yes, right? Or something that reminds you that you're moving forward, because that's what happened. If we don't celebrate, is you feel stuck. You're like, I'm doing all this and nobody sees what I'm doing, and that's when you start getting resentful. And that's an energy that puts you down, right? So we want is all these positive energies that lift your spirit and make you keep moving forward. So that's why I believe that we need to learn how to celebrate. That's another exercise that we need to keep practicing every day in different ways. And sometimes I set reminders. For example, here I have a sticker that is like a heart. Every time that I see it, I remember I have to say something good about myself, right?
So you just keep that on your computer?
Yeah. It's like a sticker, just eye level. So I'm working. Oh yes, you're doing such a good work. You did great. Right? Something, because you need to build up that energy. Remember, you need to learn how to be happy, how to support yourself, because you are the creator of your life. So if it doesn't start with you, you cannot wait for anybody else to give it to you, but you have to start.
Yeah, and I love the idea of having the sticker and reminding yourself to say something positive about yourself. And this could be something you could put on your computer, you could put on your mirror, or in your car, like on your dashboard, just something to have little triggers to remind yourself.
Yeah. I use my screensaver in the my main screen on the phone is it's a kid's drawing that says, make yourself a light. So it's a reminder that wherever I go, my goal is to be light, to be happy. So with that in mind, and those are subconscious messages that every time that you look at it comes to you. Every time that it comes, you see it and you say, this is my goal, to be happy. So nowadays we have so many ways to remind ourselves, alarms, screensavers, everything.
Otaviers, find ways to remind yourself that you are a light, that you are positive, or your good characteristics, whether that's setting a screensaver, using a sticker, or the positive journal or positivity journal. So yeah, so good. I kind of wondered when you were talking about that, if that has helped to increase your confidence.
Totally. Because I know who I am. I know my value. I have, I understand my self-worth. So that gives you confidence. Wherever you go, you know who you are. Yes, we have information, we have feedback, we have things to improve, but I know who I am. So I do not allow any external interaction to check my core. I take it, I analyze, yes, it's true, I can improve on this, but I don't allow it to make me feel down. And that's all about this, knowing who you are and keep building up that positive energy within you.
So are there any, you've already talked about several, but any ways that you help get in touch with yourself and know who you are?
Well, meditation is a really good way. Although many people sometimes, maybe some listeners will say, oh, meditation, I don't know if I can do that. Yeah? It's because people misunderstand the concept of meditation. Meditation means to focus on, right? So if you're thinking about something over and over, you're meditating on that. Right? And there are many different kinds of meditation. There are walking meditation, awareness meditation, there are silent meditation, there are, but people sometimes when you say meditation, the first thing that goes to their mind is, I have to be silent, I have to sit down like a pretzel, and I cannot do that. I don't have time for that. I cannot quiet my mind. How can I meditate? So there are many different ways for you to meditate, but for the most important part is to try. Give yourself the opportunity to try. Be like a kid, you know, when one of your kids says, "Oh, mom, I would like to do a sport." What do you do? Which one? I don't know. Then you put it on soccer, basketball, baseball, football, volleyball, anything. So they can try and see what they like. Or maybe this is it. Good. Same way for you. There are so many different ways to meditate that I invite you to do that, because that meditation acts as a energy shower. Right? Physically, we know the importance of taking a shower, right? If you take a shower, what happens? You start stinky, you get stinky, and people, they don't want to be close to you. That's it. But how do you know that energetically you need a shower? You complain a lot, nothing is good, you are, low in energy. Those days that you're, everything is like, oh my goodness, this is enough. That means that you are congested energetically, and the meditation helps you to flush that energy. So that's why that should be one of your daily routines. And when we talk about meditation, doesn't mean that you have to be there for 2-3 hours doing a meditation. Meditation can be 2 minutes, 5 minutes. And that's something that you can do. Everybody can separate 5 minutes of the day to feel better. So my invitation is for you to try a meditation.
Yes, and I think it's underestimated how 5 minutes can change your day. It doesn't have to be a big long thing, and really it can change the rewiring in your brain for just 5 minutes.
Totally. It's a life-changing practice. And the more you do it, the more energy you get, and you start getting all the benefits, because meditation comes with so many benefits physically, emotionally, mentally, and at all levels, in your prosperity, in your working, everywhere, that then you get like, oh, I cannot go through the day without my meditation. So you make it happen. You make it a priority, and now it will be in your calendar, and now you will make it happen no matter what. 5 minutes.
So you mentioned about people misunderstanding meditation and kind of like the monkey mind and how it just goes round and round, and everybody thinks that they're supposed to like shove that away. But I also know sometimes like the thought like, oh, what you focus on grows. So people worry like, oh, if I'm sitting here thinking all the bad things, then I'm doing it wrong, or that's going to make it negative. What would you say to that?
Yeah, well, in that case, if you have that monkey mind, or you have a really active mind, because that's, let's say, the downside of being intelligent, right? You are thinking so much and evaluating everything, and you cannot stop it. The recommendation will be to do a guided meditation. Don't go and do a silent meditation, because silence is activated that mind and say, oh, now they're listening. It's too difficult, right? So if you do a guided meditation, you're going to be focusing on what they tell you to do. So your mind will calm down. And it's practice. It depends. Some days you're going to have a lot of thought forms, and some days it's going to get quiet. It's like everything in life. The more you practice, the better you become. So yes, try guided meditation. That's your case. Start with that. If you want to try one, if you go to my website, there is a free resources. You have there is a short meditation just for you to explore and try. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. We will throw that in the show notes. Let's end with a tip to encourage women who are in the arena fighting for the life that they want.
You are the creator of your life. If you can dream about it, it can happen. So just go and take the action. Take the actions needed to make it happen. Don't be afraid. You create your future. You can do it.
So good. And Carolina, how can we connect with you?
Yeah, you can connect with me in social media. You can go to my website. If possible, you can put it on the notes so people can follow through. And I would love to continue the conversation. Contact me.
Yeah, and what's your website?
So sociatab.com/Carolina Ayala.
Okay, yeah, I'll definitely add that to the show notes. Thank you so much, Carolina. You've been a total badass, and I've enjoyed hearing your story.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you. So grateful.
To all the women out there staying in the arena, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, own it and get after it. Okay, 5 takeaways from the episode. Number 1, self-awareness is key. Carolina emphasizes the importance of self-awareness in her journey to feeling like a badass. By understanding ourselves, our desires, and our limitations, we can make conscious choices that align with our true selves and bring happiness. Number 2, mindset matters. Changing our mindset can have a profound impact on our overall well-being. Carolina suggests that by shifting our perspective and focusing on the positive aspects of life, we can attract more happiness. So small daily exercises like setting intentions and practicing gratitude help to rewire our thinking patterns. Number 3, happiness comes from within. Carolina highlights the importance of finding happiness within ourselves instead of looking for it through external factors. By cultivating a sense of contentment and fulfillment from within, we can experience more sustainable and lasting form of happiness. Number 4, celebrate yourself. Boosting confidence and self-esteem is crucial to feeling like a badass. Carolina encourages listeners to celebrate their accomplishments, big or small, and acknowledge their worth. By recognizing and appreciating our strengths, we can build a strong foundation for self-confidence. Number 5, use meditation for self-discovery. Getting in touch with our true selves can be facilitated through meditation. Carolina suggests incorporating meditation into our daily routine to quiet the mind, connect with our inner wisdom, and gain clarity on our desires and purposes. This practice can help us navigate life with more authenticity and more alignment. Okay, wasn't that episode so good? Totally worth a remix episode. I think so anyway. Don't forget, Friday coaching call. I would love to have you there. Other badasses just like you will be there. ordinarytobadass.com/coaching. Sometimes we get stuck in our head and it's hard to move past. It feels like we're in quicksand. Just the fact of being around other badasses just like you, having a coach to give you insight, like looking at something from the outside is a whole lot easier than when we're inside our head, right? So somebody else can identify a fix a lot easier than we can. So ordinarytobadass.com/coaching. I want you there.
Now that you've listened to this episode of Ordinary to Badass, we want to hear from you. Go to our website, ordinarytobadass.com/podcast, and submit your own experience on how you took your life from ordinary to badass and get the chance to be on a future spotlight episode of the show. That's ordinarytobadass.com/podcast. While you're waiting for the next episode of the show, wipe off the sweat, dust off the dirt, and get back in the arena.